no rings on me, ain't begging. Diesel, diesel, feeling I'm messing. I feel like Shaq, I'm shacking. That little bitch, she savage. Hit it on top all night, I'm damaged. Bomb, 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 yeah, bomb, 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 feeling I'm messing. Feeling like bomb, 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 bomb.
I just wait a while, wait a while, wait a while. I just wait a while, wait a while, wait a while. I just wanna wait a while, wait a while, wait a while. I just wanna wait a while, wait a while, wait a while.
I'm running on diesel, diesel, baby, I'm active. Shawty wanna know what's happening. Baby, no cap, I'm captain. Honey, no rings on me, ain't begging. Diesel, diesel, feeling I'm messing. I feel like Shaq, I'm shacking. That little bitch, she savage. Hit it on top all night, I'm damaged. Bomb, 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 yeah, bomb, 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 feeling I'm messing. Feel like bomb, 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 bomb. Dip, slide, when I wanna dive. Hit it to the rhythm all day and night. Raising the vibe, ain't no wasting the time. Gotta shoot my shot till I get what I like. Shawty really wanna fuck and I'm on one. Little homie looking bad, never got none. When the pop song, girl, go pop off. When we got that beat, you can't go pop.
I just I just wait a while, wait a while, wait a while. I just wait a while, wait a while, wait a while. I just wanna wait a while, wait a while, wait a while.
Yo! Alright, today I got this to do. Debug circles for items aggro range and cat's attack range. I've never done this, but I'm hoping it's gonna be quick and that I can get it done this morning. I think it's cool to have debug stuff like this because sometimes you think stuff is working a certain way, but it's because you're not looking at it, and when you look at it visually you can identify certain problems, so I think it's good to have that early on. So yeah. So here's what I'm thinking of doing. I'm gonna create a node that is in charge of drawing stuff, right? Also, another thing I was thinking is on my levels, there are some elements that are common and some that are not. You know what I mean? Like, the UI is always gonna be there. Tile map is always gonna be there, but it's gonna change, right? See, all the pickups are gonna be different at some point, right? Spawners are gonna be different. Let's see. Child node. It's gotta be a 2D node, so it keeps track of the position of everything. I think. And this is going to be the level base, right? The base for the level. And every level is gonna have a game manager. It's gonna have the UI. It's gonna have a camera. And it's gonna have the player. At least this. It's gonna have a tile map. The tile map is going to different what's on it, but I just redraw it, what is in here, but there's gonna be a tile map on everything, and tile map is always gonna have a floor and walls, I think. This, how many spawners there are, how many doors there are, how many pickups there are, that's gonna be dependent, right? But this I can just copy from one level to the other, I think. Maybe not as simple as that, because the player doesn't always start at the same position probably and stuff like that. But I'll figure that out at some point. Either I place the player on the correct position when the level starts, like through the editor, right? Or I do it through code. If I do it through code, I can put it in here. The player is always going to exist. I can just then change the player. Yeah. What am I saying? That's fine. Okay. Oh, why am I so short? Okay. Also, kind of getting sidetracked here, but would it be a good idea to look at what I did yesterday, see if it's looking okay? What I'm more concerned about right now is the classes that are being inherited. Character and item. Let's see. Close other tabs. And close other tab? Wait. Okay. So the character, and I had the item thing. Somewhere in here. Where's my item class? Is it on here? It is on here. So these look very similar. Because independent of how they move, either rigid body or character body, all items and characters are going to be either a part of the ally array. I have been doing it in an array. I could do a group instead. I don't know if that's better. I should look that up. See if groups are better than arrays in any way. From my understanding, they are less flexible, no? Anyway, this is always going to be common, but if I want it to be inherited, I need to create these two distinct classes. Let's draw some circles and I'll think about this later. So on my level base, I want another node here. It's gotta be a 2D node for it to be able to draw, right? Where's the simplest 2D node? Node 2D, right? Like, node 2D is a canvas item, but canvas item is abstract, so I need a node 2D. And it's going to be called debug drawer, right? Drawer, right. And this guy needs its own script. It's not gonna be in levels. It's gonna be. Can this create a folder for me here? Tools. That isn't invalid. Need to create it first, I guess then. So tools, I don't know. Debug drawer. On my debug drawer here, I had the debug drawer script, and I save this. Wait, I saved the level. I need to. How is it? Save branches seen in tools. Save. Okay. Extends node. Oh, right, because I created the script independently, but you actually extend node 2D, right? Could I extend canvas item? No, right? What? Other issue here? Huh. What the hell's going on? Did I leave the game with the bug last time? Pinned? Invalid access of property or key allies? No instance. Oh no. Oh, right. Everywhere I have this. Fine. No, replace actually. Yeah, replace. Main level base. What the hell? Base level base. Game manager. Replace. Replace all. Reload from disk. Okay. Get shall null value. All right. Everywhere I have UI. Replace. Root main. Level base. UI. Replace all. Go from disk. What else is wrong? All good? Where are my enemies? Right, the game manager's references to the spawner got messed up, I guess. Does this fix it? Oh, it's... Wait, what am I doing? It's here. I have to put it. Hello? Wait, add element. Game manager. Add element. Spawner. There we go. Call random spawner. Spawn timer progress bar. Progress bar is in here, right? Yes. Spawner array should work fine. Above spawner, right? This level main. Spawner is in main, right? Then is it an issue with the spawner? Right, it is. There's no player, so I'm not spawning cats. I think I maybe should actually... No, I shouldn't remove this, because the player may take a while to load. I'm gonna start putting enemies out only when the player is ready. Main level. What am I doing? Base, level base player. Okay, are we good? Then I save the level base as its own thing, right? Save branches scene. Save it here, level base. Oh right, I can't do that actually, because then I cannot edit everything in here. Shit. This is like this. This is not going to be a scene thing anymore. How do I do that? Instantiate child scene? No. How is it? Make local. And forget about this, I don't know. Or I can just copy this and then make it local here. And everything will be alright, I think. Yeah. Like, this is level 1, right? When I'm going to level 2, I drop this into the level 2 and make it local. And just go from there. So, what was I doing? Everything's working, so time to debug circles? Wait. What? How can that happen? Selected spawner 0. Rod spawners. Array size 1. No? I guess this lost the reference to the spawner because of the shenanigan I did with making it a scene and then making it local. Okay, should I just commit this to get things separate? The thing is, mouth's not working. I already added this. No, whatever. So debug drawer. So I was reading about this in the docs, and there's custom drawing, and I have to do something like this. So the deal is that calling qredraw, I want to draw. Here I'm overriding the draw function of this node with the behavior I want, right? I won't want draw texture, but I want a different draw method. And then instead of calling redraw every time, I qdraw because it's slightly better for optimization or something like that. Especially if you call it every frame. And I think, yeah, I'm not gonna do it quite like this. But yeah, I'm gonna create a method that calls qdraw, and so for example, I want to draw the cat attack range. The cat has to call the debug drawer to draw its It's a circle for its attack range every frame, right? It's to redraw it not every frame, but I mean, it's gonna call this every frame. It's not gonna be redrawn every frame, but close to it, I guess, is how Q-draw is going to work. So let's see. I want some sort of setter, but the heck is this? Set value? Function. Draw. Custom debug draw. I'm gonna take in some stuff. I don't think it's gonna return anything. And it's gonna Q draw, right? I'll get on with this. So, what can I possibly draw? Or I mean, what things would be helpful to be drawn, you know? Circles? Rectangles probably, I guess at some point, and lines, right? So I'm gonna create an enum here. Var how do you create an enum again in here? I think I saw something about it wasn't here that I saw something about enums. I saw some cool stuff about what was I reading? In the globals, global scope, no, not global scope, global script, and there are the annotations, and there's a bunch of annotations I had no idea existed. You can export category, export color, export custom, export tier. There we go, export enum, but I don't want to export an enum. But if you want to export, so you can export an enum, so you can on the inspector have a selection of things you want, right? But if you want to see, this is important. If you want it to have a default, you need to set it, initialize it, I guess. And if you want that enum in the inspector to be displayed with a name, what you do instead is create an enum and then export it, just with basic export. So, but yeah, this is what I want to do then. Enum. My enum is going to be shape. Shape? Is a line a shape? I guess, whatever. So it can be line. Circle and rectangle. For now, I'm only gonna use it for circle, but I think it's good to line this up. So var, if there's a circle, I'm going to need a radius, right? It's a rectangle. I'm gonna need a position. Wait, a position. Yes. But it can't be like this. start position or something? Start position, origin. It's like if I draw a line, I need the position where the line starts and where it, and then I go from there, right? If it's a circle, I'm using the center, but I don't need. I just need one property for that. Call it center. Center. It's a vector 2D. The radius is also going to be a vector 2D. Oh, that's all I need for the circle. I'll think about the other ones after. So I'm gonna call the debug draw, and when I call the debug draw, I'm going to ask for should I just make it for circles right now? So for circle and rectangle, the center works fine, right? Let me see. Let me look at the functions actually. Draw. It's not draw I want other draws. Properties, methods. I want draw line at some point from to. Right, I'm gonna need the color, the fill. They're very different, right? Oh, I know what to do. I'm gonna do it like this. Instead of just having a draw function that handles everything, I'm just gonna have a debug circle, or draw debug circle. I like that. Draw. I don't know if the debug is needed in here, but whatever. Circle. I'm just gonna call it draw circle. I don't know. Draw circle, right? And then when I'm gonna draw a circle, it needs to take all the properties that you usually need to draw a circle, right? So, and for circle, that is, wait, draw C, circle, draw circle. I need these things. Jesus, so much stuff. Position, radius, color, fill, width, anti-aliased. Oh, for now I'm not gonna care with anti-alias. The default is false, right? So whatever. I mean, when I'm gonna call the draw circle, the default for anti-alias is gonna be false, so I'm not even gonna pass that. The parent. Oh, right. Draw circle is its own thing. Sure. Debug. I don't know. Draw debug circle. It takes a position, a radius, a color, a fill, and if it's gonna be filled, I don't wanna. I don't care for the width, because if fill is on... Wait, is fill always gonna be on for the debug circle? Yeah, I think it will look better. If not, I'll change it afterwards. Wait, fill default is true. Okay. So it's gonna be this. So and when this is called, What is this set thing? Object set. Assign value to a given property. If property does not exist. So I can create something like a dictionary that's like so I'm not gonna need this. Create a dictionary that's like circle properties, for example. Let me see, var circle properties. I've usually been using dictionary here. Can I do object? Isn't it the same thing? This is for object. Does it work on dictionaries? Let me see here. All classes. Global. GD script. Methods. Dictionary to instance, right? Huh. Deprecated. Using JSON to native or object get property list instead. Let me see if I can do this as an object here. What does it say about object? Oh, music's over. Let me get some more music going. Another site. Okay, dictionary. Just write up object. Let's write dictionary. Dictionary. And then can I set circle properties or what? End of statement. How did that set thing look like? Let me see here. How they set it. I was looking at that in the custom drawing, right? Set value. Texture takes on the value for. Oh, this is. Oh, right. I get it. You define a. My bad. You define a variable, then you create the setter for it. Set takes in a value. It's not. Grouping it, I like grouping it. So it would be position. Vector to the 0. Actually, why don't I just do it like this? Circle. Oh my god, I have to close the window, otherwise a lot of heat is gonna get in. Wait, what was I doing? Circle properties. Can I do this in here? Let me see. Tools, the drawer, circle properties. Then I go like center equals position, self radius. What is this? What is this stuff? Circle position? What is it coming up with here? Yeah, this will be center. Center radius color. Center equals center? How do I distinguish these two? Center equals center? Oh, right. Shit. Radius is a vector 2D. Wait. No, radius is not a vector 2D. What is this? Radius, vector, radius, radius? What? Does it... should make this more obvious. Wait. Oh, right. I needed the other enum thing. Shish. Enum. Debug draw type. What? What type of enum is this? Can you write enums like this? Circle? Line and rectangle. Draw point? Sure. Can I do that? I don't even know. I mean, I could, right? Whatever. But a point I can use vector to draw it, no? Or a very small circle. I don't know. What? Open workspace with Godot editor? What? Right, that's not how you write enums. The hell was this supposed to be? Did it not load the Godot stuff and was it thinking of another language? So if this is called, I go debug draw. Wait, I need a variable debug draw type. Use circle as the basis. Nah, like this. Shape, circle properties. Is this local function center is shadowing already declared? How do I fix it? Fix using Copilot? Yeah, can't do it using Copilot. How do I do the quick fix thing? Wait, can only do this with Copilot? What? Wait. see. Let's ask for help. Here, how should I rename the variables or input params so they are different? Just need some ideas, I guess. Prefix these. Alternative use self. Sure. Is that... Wait. Let's do that on VS Code, see what it says. Self. What? Oh. What does it say now? Yeah, didn't like it. This is not a circle thing. Color, shape, circle properties. Okay. Then I also need to make debug draw type equal this. Perfect. Then you redraw. Then when I draw, if debug draw type equals debug draw type circle, let's see. Draw circle, center radius color, right? Else if debug type draw line, implement line drawing logic here, implement rectangle logic drawing here. Animated sprite play use item? No, I don't want any of this. This is just fine. Probably very bad practice to do this without the functionality, but I don't care. I don't know. Let's go to Godot. How's it looking? I mean, just it's not gonna do anything, obviously. Just running the game. See if it doesn't complain about anything. Okay, now that I have this, I can go on my characters, say that my characters have a reference to the debug drawer. No need for class. No, wait. I think a class name would be nice, actually. Class name debug. Class name camel case drawer. There. Then in here I should have the debug drawer class. Root main level base debug drawer. Right. Now on my enemy, since my enemy is a character, on not on physics process. On physics process? No, I'm gonna do it on process. I don't know. Func process. So now I'm gonna always draw it, then I'll think about making this conditional with some command or something. So debug drawer, draw debug circle, global position, entity aggro, not aggro range, actually. I want the attack range. I was like, this guy a genius? Almost. Color, what is this? Red, slightly faded. That's exactly what I wanted to do. If that's red slightly faded, that's what I wanted to do. So it got part of it right, I guess. Wait, I have two editors open? Huh. Okay, just encountered the problem here. Does it... every cat need its own debug drawer? Let me think about this. But each cat should be calling it always, right? Why is it that only the last cat is being drawn? This is being called on process. On process. What if I don't Q draw and I actually draw? Why is it not drawing anything? Why is it not drawing anything? Called when canvas item has been requested to redraw. After Q draw is called, either manually or by the engine. So you can only call draw with Q redraw? So one cat calls this in one frame, right? Draws a circle around itself. Then, let's imagine there's two cats in play. The second cat calls this, and it draws a circle around itself. My enemies... my enemies. My enemies are calling this function, help me! Are using this class to draw circles around themselves. But only one enemy at a time. I'm not explaining it super detailedly, super well, but only one enemy at a time gets a circle. Hopefully I don't have to re-explain what's going on. They are. Okay. So instead of this, I can do wait, didn't say this. What? Var debug drawer is a type debug drawer, not get node. Debug drawer new. That's what I want, right? No, script inheritance exists in wait, what? Already exists in parent class character, right? Because I was, what was I doing? In parent class, right. In my character, yeah, maybe I should just do this in my character. No, yes, yes. I do this, then in my tools I delete this, and now in my enemy I have my own instance of debug drawer, and I can just call this? Because the alternative would be to add a node, a debug drawer node to every enemy, but I don't think there's a need for that, right? This is more elegant or something like that. Oppa! Spawn enemy, no instance. What? Spawner is null? How come? Did I get an error here again? Can I do add element? No, I need to add and then assign. Attempt to call function spawn enemy in base null instance on a null instance. So spawner is an array size of 1, but this is null here. Because the spawner is not ready or something? Could it be because of... So before, each child would enter the node from bottom up, right? And the spawner would be ready before the game manager. No, yeah, that it still works the same. This is ready, then it starts here, right? And goes here. I'll need this here. Show node in tree? Can't do that? Can't do this. What happened there? So nothing's being drawn now. Why? My enemy is calling the debug drawer this function. Instead of all enemies calling the same node in the tree to draw, now I am doing this. This together with this. Still, I'm doing this. Script composition, right? But nothing is drawn now. Sad face. Haven't added the node to the scene tree? It doesn't work yet. Calling debug drawer new creates a node in memory. Really? You need to add the debug drawer node to the scene tree, ideally as a child of the enemy, or somewhere appropriate. Then at the end it's just node composition, no? You just skip a few steps? I guess? In your workflow. Otherwise it's the same. Debug drawer, new, ready, add child. Really? If that is the case, isn't it almost the same as node composition? It is node composition. You already noticed that. Let's break it down. When you do this, you're instantiating a node and adding the node to the tree. That's node composition. When people talk about script composition, they sometimes mean attaching scripts as behavior components. Yes, but AI brain script extends node and you add child component, then you're back to node composition land, right? That's the real difference. So I guess if the methods were like static or something, you wouldn't need a node, or would you? I guess if it extends node, you would still need it. Yeah, I guess. So the draw methods need to run on something that is a canvas item. My debug drawer is a node, is a canvas item actually. Extends from canvas item, I think. Oh, it sends node 2D. Oh right, because wait, didn't I try making it a canvas item? Did it not work? Cannot be constructed. Right, this is constructing a thing. It's actually creating a node. It's creating a node. Let's see. Extending object. Extending node. Here's script composition, right? If it's only right, global methods or something like that, right? And global properties or whatever that you can use. So I need node composition, but I don't wanna. I mean, I can just draw it. I can just add the debugger to the enemy, or I can just do add child in here on ready. Blah. So on my character, I'm going to create a ready function. Jesus Christ. Debug drawer equals game manage debug drawer. What? Debug drawer dot add child? Is that what it tells me to do? Add child? Wait, no. How do I do this? Add child debug drawer. It's like I'm calling it on self, I guess. So I guess instead of just dragging components into my scenes like this, I could just be doing that other thing. I mean, let's see if it works actually. Why are you not drawing? So the enemy is calling this on this. Enemy is a character, so it had. Oh, I'm not doing super ready. Super ready. Now it's gonna work 100%. Pow! It's not working. Wait. Something is happening. So in my debug drawer, wait, problem is here actually. Global position. Global position. It's going. My cat has a global position, then I'm drawing the circle from the cat and adding the global position again. So. But if I do position, it doesn't solve it. I think it's the same thing. I think I need to do like vector 0. I guess. Wait. Ooh. That's also interesting. Circle moves. Oh right, as the when the y is 0, it's fine, but has the y downward is increasing? I don't know. Let's say it's increasing. As the y increase, I can actually check that. Yes, as the y increases, then I'm having the y of the cat plus this y that I'm passing here. So I do need to pass vector 0 here. And I would also like to try something else. Oh wait, can I draw 2? Adding the node to the tree solved it. Can I call the draw circle twice? Wait. If I want my enemy to have 2 circles, does it need to drawing nodes? Drawing node per circle. Simple, cleanest. It's the most straightforward. Circle drawer 1, circle drawer 2. So I think I know what I'm gonna do. Debug drawing for attack range, perfect. And do you know what this next one is going to be? Since you're so smart? No. Debug drawing for collision shape. It would draw it on top of itself. The radius would be collision shape. Shape. Let me see in the inspector here. So I have a collision shape. My collision shape has a shape, and it has a radius, but it doesn't know it's. It has a radius because it doesn't know it's a circle shape, right? You can just force it, I guess. Shape, radius. Collision shape, shape, radius. And since this is the second color, this one is the one that's going to be drawn, so it's RGB. I want it blue. Okay, now it should draw the collision shape on it. Self. There we go. Oof, 2 blue. How do I make this 0.5 here? 0.5. Okay. I came up with this. And I only want one or the other to... Actually, I don't even need to ask it how to do it. My game manager can handle this, right? I was gonna ask how I should make it so when I press a certain key, something happens or whatever, but my cat has access to my game manager. So in the game manager, I can have wait, after the ready function, I guess. Process, yes. How do I check for inputs again? I'm only checking for inputs in my player right now, and that's not how I want to check here. Here I am. Input dot something. Input is action just pressed, right? That's what I want. So game manager, I want input is action just pressed. Can I do like this? C? C? Does it check for C? If print C. Let me see if this is working. So if I press C, nothing happens. Well, that's awesome. Why? Because C is not how this how the C key is called. Project settings, input map, show built-in actions. Enter by name C. Do I need to create a new input action? No problem. I'll create one. Remove these. Debug. Oh. Debug collision. Not debug collisions. Debug collision shapes. Add. Where is it? Press C. And debug ranges, I guess. And I can't use R, so V is next to C and stands for view, I guess. I don't know. Debug ranges, right? So now I can say deep. This doesn't pick up on my stuff route now, does it? Debug draw, no. Let's set it in here. Script debug drawer, no, game manager. Debug collision shapes. Print C. If input is pressed, debug ranges, press V. Let me see. C V C V C V C V C C C C. Oh, V V V V C C C C. Okay. Now, I'm gonna have a couple of variables here. Var debug collision shapes. Bool that starts at false. And debug ranges. Yes, same thing. Now, debug collision shapes equals. It's gonna need a bit more nuance, but wait, no, not that. Equals and not debug collision shapes. Right, something like this, and debug ranges equals, so I can turn it on and off. Right, but it's not just that. Choo choo. Give me a second here. So not only does it need to change, if I am in one mode, I need to turn off the other. So I just say debug ranges is false on this one, I guess. Wait. I can say if debug ranges. It's just simpler to make it false, no? Oh, but that's kind of weird. If debug ranges is on. Wait, no. Is correct? Collision shapes. Was false. So they both start false, right? If I press this, they're both false, so this doesn't do anything. I can make a condition here, but what's the point, right? If it's off, I turn it on. If it's on, I turn it off. If I press this, so let's see. When I press this, 4 things can happen. Both on, both off, one on and one off. If both are off, it turns it on and this does nothing. If both are on, it turns it off and this does nothing. If debug ranges is off and this is on, I turn it off. If debug ranges is on and this is off, I turn off debug ranges. Right. There's one case that it doesn't work. I know. If hello? if debug collision shapes equals true, then debug ranges equals false, right? If debug ranges, what am I doing? If this is false, if this, yeah. Right. Let me sit down here. My legs are hurting. Okay. Where was I? Yeah, this works, right? Let's go through everything again. So both are on. Turn it off. Then this is off, so it doesn't turn off debug ranges. Right? Turn off. Do nothing. Wait, both cannot be on. What am I saying? Both cannot be on. So they both started false. So there's three options. Both are false. This turns on, this remains false. Debug ranges is false and this is true. This becomes false and it does nothing to the debug ranges. Am I thinking this in the correct way? Wait, this doesn't do anything yet. So now I have this. Now on my enemy, script, I can say if game manager debug collision shapes, no, this is ranges. Debug ranges, I do this. Right? And here, not that one, here is collision shapes. I draw collision shapes. Let's put this one first. Sure. Right? So they both start off, so they shouldn't draw anything to start with. Now if I press C, they turn on this. If I press C again, nothing happens. That's wrong. If I press V, it changes. So changing back and forth works. But turning it off doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? Wait, what? Don't save? Oh, why doesn't it turn it off? If it's on, it should turn off. What the hell? Do 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 do. Why? I must be making a super dumb mistake here. Super dumb. Actually, I want to try something here. Wait, no. On the collision shape, I could put it in the... I was thinking of putting this process on the character. Wait, not this. What am I saying? Enemy. Putting this process on the parent. On the parent? What is it called? Parent class? On the class that it's inheriting. But player doesn't have an attack range. So wouldn't quite work. Why is the stupid game manager not working? If it's true, it becomes false. Clean up, slightly cleaner. But it didn't say me there was an error. Two optional improvements. It works fine, it's not working fine. Oh. Avoid redundant toggles. If you only want one mode active at a time or none, I can do this. Then if just pressed, debug mode equals none if... Sure. Redundant toggles, it says. What is the redundant part? This? Sure. Still don't know why isn't working, but this is better, right? Debug mode. Yeah, because then if I start adding more, it gets more complicated, so just having... In case I won't have more debug modes, I don't know. You know, debug mode. So I move these two, right? Ranges, else debug mode. Did I not copy this well or what? Or yeah. Debug mode, collision shapes, ranges. Sure. Let's see. I don't know why mine isn't working though. I need to ask why mine isn't working. Right. That changes. Let me just ask why mine wasn't working first. Thanks. My version was not turning off the debug modes, only turning on or switching between them. If the debug collision shape is already true, pressing the action again would just toggle it off, but won't affect debug ranges. Oh, I was doing it the opposite way, right? I need to make if it's not. Wait, no. If it's on, I want debug ranges to be off. What does it suggest? Right. Yeah, the enum is just way better, I guess. These things are kind of complicated. These sort of ternary operation sort of thing. But so this is right, and in my enemy I go if game manager debug mode equals game manager debug mode collision shapes and ranges. Sure, kind of clunky, but I don't know. Let me test it and then I'll see if I need to think more about that. So it shouldn't print it, shouldn't draw anything. Now it should draw collision. Now it should stop drawing collision. It's not stopping to draw collision. Okay, it switches back and forward, but it doesn't turn it on. Your version has the same behavior. Your enum version. Why is that though? Game manager? If it's none, wait, it's equals to none if collision shapes, else equal collision shapes. So this is happening, the else. All right, because it needs to check if debug mode is this or this, right? Debug mode equals debug mode? If debug mode equals collision shapes, wait. Debug mode equals either debug mode none or debug mode collision shapes. The condition is debug mode is collision shapes? What? Well, this is okay. This part I get it. When I press it, I either want it to be none or collision shapes. So if it's if it is collision shapes, first one none. If not, the second one. Okay. Seems good. Wait, process? All right. Yeah. I'm doing that on my process. Bam. Yeah, I think this line break isn't working. Wait, it's not it. What? Yeah, that's not how you make ternary operators in GDScript. It was... I need to do the logic that she showed me earlier, no? She? He? I don't know. If, else, wait, why isn't this working? Right, because, let me just say, is that GDScript? If else, let me copy this and then I'll look at it. So if his actions is pressed, if I'm in this else If I'm not in collision shapes, turn on collision shapes. So let's go through and hear the same thing. Let's go through this possible scenarios. So if both are off, this is not true, so I get into here and I just turn this on. If this is on and wait, that doesn't solve it again, right? What if I click collision? What if I press this and this is off? Wait, no, this works. This works. So if collision shapes is on and ranges is off, it goes to none. It goes in here, it goes to none. If both are off, it goes in here. If ranges is on and this is off, it turns off ranges and turns this on because it's, yeah, because it's an enum, so it's not ranges anymore. I think this works. It's not working. Mother father. Same behavior? How? So if this is on, the mode is ranges. So it goes into else. Right. If this is on, why isn't this working? Why isn't it going in here? None. Ooh, I see what is happening. Then was the other suggestion earlier working and she didn't know it wasn't working, but it's because it's not about her code? What did she show me earlier? This bit. Is this bit better? Let me see which one do I like the most, if they do the same thing actually. If the condition that's being used is the same, right? Then it just has this in here and this in here. This is just one line. This is more readable, but because there's multiple of them, it's gonna be a lot of lines. So I guess I'm gonna sacrifice readability for code that's a bit more compact. It's not that much harder to read. It is for me because I'm stupid, but the mode equals none if this is on, else turn this on. Right, this is fine. Chat was tripping because chat tries to agree with you, right? So I don't know, it was trying to redo the code. Chat can't code that well. If you start arguing with it about code, it'll just bend over. The issue, I think, I mean, I could be completely wrong, is that I don't call draw again, so I don't queue. Wait, no. Wait, I'm the one that's stupid, not Chad. I mean, both of us are stupid, maybe. I was thinking that I need to call some sort of function when it is none. But like, bear with me. So, this circle is being drawn multiple times, otherwise it wouldn't move positions, right? This means Actually, let's just print it every frame, see what's going on. See where the issue is. I'll go every frame. I'll print debug mode. Sure. Should be none. 0, 1, 2, 0. It goes to 0. This is going in here, even if it's 0. How? Hey, Kirby's Planet. I'm good. How are you? Just trying to draw some debug shapes in the game. So I wanna be able to quickly see if all the collision shapes are as I expected. So this is turning on, drawing a circle that should match the collision shape, and in this case I'm drawing the attack range for the cats. And I can switch back and forward between them, but I cannot turn them off. And I should be able to turn them off. Here in my game manager, when I press, so I'm pressing C to turn on collision shapes and V to turn on the ranges. And if I press the key while this mode is already on, so if I press the key to turn on the collision shapes and the collision shapes are already on, I'm already on this debug mode, then it should turn to debug none, and that's what's happening. See, in the enum we have... Can I actually turn this into a... How do you... Because I'm printing the actual number of the enum. Can I print the name? If I say this to string, does it work? No. I don't know how I access this name. Let me ask ChatGPT. How can I do this but print the debug name instead of the integer in the enum? Wanna learn to make games, 2D platformers starting? Sounds good. I mean, 2D is obviously where you should start. Platformers, if you like them, you should do it. If you want to start with that, but I think people often think that platformers are like one of the easiest genres to make, and they can be quite hard because there are some physics going on and it needs to feel good. All the jumping and falling and running, everything needs to feel very smooth. So it can be harder than people think, but if that's what you want to do, you should go for it, definitely. It's good that you know that then. Sorry for lecturing you then. All right. Are you planning on using Godot? Or have you not decided on an engine yet? If you're here, I imagine you're planning on using Godot, no? What the hell? Oh, get the keys. Why is it so complicated? There, now we can look at this in a way it makes sense. Unity. I tried messing with Unity a little bit, but then I decided to go with Godot. But I do want to get into modding, and I was thinking of doing a V-Rise mod. And V-Rising is made in Unity, so I think I'm gonna learn a little bit more of Unity in the future. So none. Collision shapes. Ranges? None. Collision shapes? None. But none still keeps drawing. How is it still drawing? Let's see, enemy. It should only be drawing if this is true, but this is not true. After I switch from none to one of the others, there's shapes keep being drawn. Shapes keep being drawn even if I go back to none. The issue is probably in my enemy script. Just don't know what's the issue. Sounds good. Courses can be really helpful. Videos are too long. I get it. It is intimidating. Clear method. Sections are long, 2 to 3 hours. Videos are from 5 to 15. Okay. I mean, you can probably do one a day, right? It will take up most of your time, I imagine, if you are doing it after work or something, but you're free. And then you have a bunch of time. You just need the motivation. Your PC's potato? Yeah, I get the struggle. I don't know if you chose Unity. I don't know how much you thought about it, but Godot is a bit more lightweight. So if your development machine is kind of on the low end, Godot is better, supposedly, for that. Keeps drawing the last shape it was told to draw. Really? No. No, 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 no. Oh, it is true. Oh, I see what's happening. Because the shapes are moving, I was thinking that the call is being made again from a different position, but that's not it. The position is always the same, which is vector 0. What's moving is the cat, and the cat is dragging the shape along. Right. So, what is chat suggesting? Godot is more scary. Look at your hierarchy. I'm lost in it. I like it better. I think it's way simpler when you get your head around it. Like, everything is nodes, right? And you have different types of nodes. A lot of different types of nodes, but to start off you don't need to know how a lot of them work. And then you just create trees with it. My enemy has a bunch of nodes in it, so it has a lot of different behaviors. And then my level has a bunch of stuff. And I mean, it doesn't have enemies in here right away, but the spawner gets enemies into this tree. I don't know. To me, it just looks simpler because there's less concepts to kind of grasp. I think everything is just nodes, and nodes make trees, and that's it. And you can save trees as scenes, which are your Unity prefabs, I guess. And one thing, I mean, if you like one more or the other, that's up to preference, obviously. But one thing I think is absolutely true is that Godot docs are like some of the best for me. Because they're, I don't know. Like, there's a spectrum, right? If you want to read Unreal docs, you need like fucking quantum mechanics degree or something to be able to read that. Because they're super, I don't know, super technical. They're very hard to understand. Unity's, I think they're kind of meh still, but not as bad. And Godot is just like, everything is written in a way that I think anyone can understand. Super, super accessible, I think. So, yeah. And documentation is really important. Of course, tutorials and stuff is important, and the Unity like ecosystem is larger still, but I don't know. If you want to give Godot a try, just do Brecky's tutorial, and I think by the end of it you'll see, yeah, this engine is sick. Let's see, Brecky's Godot tutorial. This one, I think.
Godot.
Godot. Godot.
Godot.
Godot. Here. So an hour, like, you won't get like a super in-depth understanding of everything, but to get you started, it's really good. Yeah, Godot docs are clean. I actually enjoy reading them. I actually like, so I didn't today I wanted to do these debug shapes, right? So I wanted to see how I could how I could draw shapes, and I actually had no idea how to do it because I never did it. And I usually go to the gym in the morning, and I just took my tablet and I was like on the treadmill just reading this, chilling, having fun, I guess. I don't know. I'm in learning phase, yeah, for sure. I'm in learning phase. Reading in the gym, insane. It was just that I wanted to start the stream early, and I know what I wanted to do, but I didn't know how to do it, so I decided I should read a bit first. It was just for a little bit, then I put the tablet away and I turned on some music and just did some muscle exercises. Right, where was I? Clear method. Clear. Debug draw type -1. Or a custom enum value like debug draw type none. Isn't it simpler? Actually, let's see, debug drawer. When I don't want to draw anything, calling draw circle. Why I don't have channel redeems on Twitch? You mean the points that you get and that you can use to like highlight messages and stuff like that? I don't think I can have that yet. Yeah, it's affiliate stuff, I think. Well, if you're curious, here's my path to affiliate. I'm missing one stream with a minimum of 3 average viewers. Yeah. A quick hack? I mean, I don't know. Do I need a quick hack? Get 3 people watching your stream for only 1 hour and boom. If you go for higher hours, then calculations will take place, sure. I mean, I'm not too concerned about it. Whatever. Like, why do I care if I'm affiliate if there's nobody watching, right? And if there are more people watching, then I'll get affiliate. Whatever. What's the point of being able to redeem points if no one has any points to redeem, you know? Calling clear every frame seems silly. Yeah, I've noticed that sometimes there seem to be more people in chat than what the counter displays. But I don't know which one is wrong. Could be either one, no? Like, you're saying that there's 2 more people here, sure. If I go to the users in chat, I can see 2 more users, but nobody else is chatting here, so are there really 2 more users in here? I don't know. I didn't look into it, see which one is more reliable. I imagine the counter would be less reliable, right? Especially when there's a lot of people, it will have to... And it updates quite often, so maybe it has some... It leaves some margin for error, I don't know. I have no idea. I just want my debug drawer to not draw anything if I don't tell it to draw something. But I guess I have to tell it not to draw anything. Tell me you are using a star algorithm for enemies to find player. No, enemies don't have path finding yet. They just go in the direction of the player. If I go behind here, they can't get to me. Haven't gotten to it yet. But A-star, I don't know if in Unity, I mean, A-star is what people usually use in Unity. I don't know if in Godot they also use it. Stupid cats, yeah. I need to add pet finding at some point, but in the future. So I want to add a clear function here. So I need a pass in here. Draw type rectangle. This is weird to do, I think. Clear? None? Function clear Q draw. None. Mm-hmm. Return. Sure. And then on my enemy, if none. Wait, what? What is this? Debug drawer global position equal global position debug drawer Q draw. What? Just clear. Don't really like that. Let's see, collision. It's not turning on? What? Wait, what? Different? Turn on, turn off, turn on, turn off, turn on, turn off. Switch between one and the other. Okay. Don't really like this, but I guess it's how it has to be. So I want attack range. Let's see. I want to put this in this class. But the issue is this. Attack range is an enemy specific thing. I guess I can pop this out of here. Feels kind of off to have them split off like that. Relationship's not working. Why? Why did it stop working when oh, on my enemy I need to call the super process. And let's try putting this as well on the player. I only have a physics process here. Process, super process. Sure, I guess in the enemy should also remove this since this is being used. I don't know. Oh, wrong key. Turning on the range. Collision shape is not appearing on the player. Oh, wait, why isn't collision shape appearing on the player? Player. Super process. Give me a second here. Sorry, my mother's checking up on me, seeing if I was going to have lunch with them. Why is it not rendering or drawing the collision shape of the player? Let me see here. Debug drawer? No. Character? Collision shape? Should work. the cats are only getting a collision shape drawn on them because they're calling the character process function. But my player is also calling character process function. Dude. Okay. Hmm. Print self. The cats are not calling this? Process? What? I didn't think I could get more confused, but I just got more confused. The cats don't call this, but they draw the shape. The player calls this, but it doesn't draw the shape? What? What's going on? Wait. There they are. Oh, I was looking at the start. They don't exist at the start. I'm retarded. Okay. This is being called by everyone, right? So far, so good. This is a universal thing going on? Global? They all have a collision shape. There is a circle. Right? Circle shape. Wait. Whoops. There. Actually, let me stop printing the mode. So they're all getting in there, right? They're all getting in here. Is it that the player collision shape is too small or something? No, should be seen pretty well. It is? Oh, it is drawing it at the wrong place, actually. Let me see. I can fix that right away. So on my character script, Oof. No, yeah. Collision shape plus position. I think this makes sense. Collision shape. Position. In the cats it's gonna be 0. In the player it's not gonna be 0. But should work. Why doesn't the player show the collision shape? I moved these to a class, both the enemies and my player extend. But the player does not draw. Just needed to put it into words to figure out what's going on. My player doesn't have an instance of the debug drawer. Wait, it does have one, but let me see here. Enemy, I'm missing. Wait, what? No, it should have an instance. What am I saying? Can't be because of where the player is in the tree, right? I think so. Players, base collision shape and its radius. Player, collision shape, circle shape, radius 15 pixels. But yeah, that's a good idea. Print the parameters I'm sending. Yeah. So in here, print self print these things. What's wrong with this? Space? What? Is my VS Code using... Oh no. How has this never happened to me before? VS Code, change tab. What? What? Settings? Preferences? Settings? Tab? Editor tab? Number of spaces it's equal to. Jesus freaking Christ. In VS Code, how do I change my tab from spaces to tab? Bottom right corner of VS Code. Bottom right corner of VS Code? What? Indent using tabs on the drop down. Indent. Tab. He said spaces and pressing tab. Is that it? No. What the hell? Also modified as elsewhere. The hell? Just solve it on Godot editor, I guess. Where was I? Character. Wait, here it's fine? Because I didn't save here. Alright, I wanted these print statements. Yeah, now it complains about the spaces. What the hell, dude? Did I click on something? Where is it? Where are the spaces at? Here. Wait, here it's working. How did I get spaces in there? Oh, tab size. 4 spaces. Indent using spaces. Indent using tabs. Okay. Character body, which is an enemy. Minus 0.500, what? Position on my enemy, my collision shape is not centered? What the hell? I slightly moved it? I guess maybe that's relevant? I don't know. Yeah, it makes sense actually to have it a little bit more to the side. Not this. This should be locked probably. Collision shape. Hello? Why is it doing this to me? Why can I not move the collision shape? Whatever. This is fine. Where's my output here? Player. So here's a player and here's an enemy. 0, 0, 19. 4? 0, 0. What do you mean 0, 0? Radius 0, 0? No way. Oh, the position is minus 0, 0. The radius is this, and the radius here is this. All looks good. The player collider is moved way down. Collision shape. It has this radius. Seems good. What's going on? So what did it suggest? Debug drawer property. Initialized and added to the scene tree. None. Can't be none. Process is running on the player. Debug drawers. Let me see if anything else is actually being drawn. This one isn't being drawn. What about the laser? Wait, the laser one is being drawn. Okay, that's some information. Oh, what is different between these? Let me see here. Laser dot, nothing special about it. Right? Right? So why is this happening to me? Let's see, laser. Laser dot is the one that has a collision shape. Right. Drone. Physics process. The cats also have a physics process. That's not the issue, is it? Laser. Dot is appearing. Why? Super ready. That's the active thing. The laser dot is not running the super. Wait, the super process is not running in here. What? Well, it is running because I'm not overriding it, so I don't need to call it. So I actually don't even need this in theory, but it shouldn't be hurting me to have this. I don't need this. See my drone. The laser dot doesn't have a physics process, but the cats do have a physics process and it's working. Tell you what, let's replicate this. Can't be this, right? But in the player I also want to draw something. I just don't want to draw the attack range. active range. Let's see. Whoops. Get node. This thing. Should be node path, but it's node? What? This is a path. What do you want about? Oh. Let me just see if this is actually working out. $70? That's correct. But still not drawing. Mother father. This guy is not drawing. Do I? The laser is drawing. Both the... There's gotta be something that's common between the laser pointer and the cat that is different in the drone and the player. I really need to pee. I've been holding it, but maybe if I go pee, I'll get what's going on. BRB. Okay. I need to go in like 30 minutes. I wanted to figure this out. This is being defined in the class that is being extended. I noticed that two other things extending this node of two other things in this node. One draws and the other does not. The only thing I changed in those, right now, is the extended class. Adding it to the scene 3. Is that what I'm missing? Am I being stupid? It is. Wait, no, it's here. This is the character. Ah, my brain. Oh, but maybe I'm not calling the super ready. That's gotta be it. I'm not calling the super ready. Super ready. Finally, I figured it out. Holy. Why am I so stupid? Was it the drone? The laser was working because the laser either does this or doesn't have its own ready function override. Whoops. Whoops. I sue. Wait, I can... Oh. That range is way higher than I thought it would be. I guess I can pick them up pretty far. Alright. Distraction ranges, right? For items. So Control Shift Find extends item. Cat food and the rubber ball, right? Makes sense. So in my item, I want to do the same thing I did in my character. This. And give me a second. This. Okay. There's the collider. The ball doesn't have one? The ball doesn't have one? Because the ball is probably as its own ready. So where is it? It's not here. Rubber ball, toys. Rubber ball. It has its own ready. So let's do the super ready. Now if I turn on collision debug and I throw a ball, there we go. And now all the items actually work based on the distraction, on an aggro range sort of thing. So let's make all the items show their aggro range. There's no aggro range? Where do I have the aggro range? Oh, in the entity. Entity is not declared in item? How come? Like, how is the rubber ball taking damage? Ah. Cat food doesn't need it either then, because it's an item. Is that it? Let's see. Ooh, but it's not what I was expecting. Oh, the distraction ranges are messed up. Good thing I did this. Let me see. Let's go one by one. Drone is an entity, so it has an aggro range. 10. Wait, didn't see the drone. Let me see. Oh, it's not drawing it because it's not an item. Crap. Catnip. Entity. Aggro range 25. It's just that 25 is really small then, I guess. 100? Gourmet cat food. 80? Kibble. Kibble is the lowest one. 20? Wait. 180? $60.40? like say 30 on this one, I guess, and on this one 55. Somebody bang. Beep 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 beep. Okay. 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 Much smaller, nice. And this one is gonna be really big. There we go. Oh, this one is really small still. There's my rubber ball. 5 aggro range. Should be what? On pair with the kibble or the tuna? Say 50, I don't know. The aggro range doesn't quite work as an aggro range. It just works as a... I mean, they're not only aggressive when they are in range. They are always aggressive towards something, but the larger the aggro radius is like this, they target the thing that's closer to them. But if the aggro range is bigger, it acts as if they are closer. It draws their attention more or something. Alright. Save the stuff. Hit status. Enemies, entity, right? What did I change in the entity component? What did I change on the entity component? I don't know. I don't care. Player actives, yeah. The player, game manager, level 1. Alrighty. Base level, tools, makes sense. Git, add, git, commit, message. Wait. I'm gonna just create a build. Whoopsie. What are you doing there? There we go. Alrighty. Nice. Good. I'm happy with this. Get. Yeah. Add the builds. Add debug drawing of collision shapes and ranges. It's not super polished. But yeah, I have to bail in a little bit. Add debug drawing for collision, shape, and ranges. Because like, for the items it's obvious, it's working fine, right? But the characters, there's the differences between attack range, all allies have aggro range, right? It should be an ally thing. Should I have an ally component? Well, this for now is just a tool to help us develop, so doesn't need to be perfect. If it's not providing what we need, I'll look more into it. I'll consider this done for now. Tomorrow, what did I say I was gonna do to Paulo? Where is it? No, I wrote that somewhere. Maybe I didn't. Did I think I wrote it and I didn't wrote it? What was it? Come on, brain. I think I wanted to do a new item. I think I'll finish doing these. Which ones am I missing? If we roll small bell? Wind up red toy. Okay. I'm gonna do these tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, right? Yeah. Sure. Making some sprites to end the week. Seems good. That's it for me today. No, not today. For now. Later on, I'll come back with some gameplay. I promise. See ya.